Last episode, we saw that 2 Nephi 25 verse 23 places grace after all we can do, a standard LDS prophets have described as essentially perfection in effort. Today, we're looking at the very last invitation in the Book of Mormon, Moroni 10 verse 32. Yea, come unto Christ, and be perfected in him, and deny yourselves of all ungodliness. And if you shall deny yourselves of all ungodliness, the love of God with all your might, mind, and strength, then is his grace sufficient for you. Notice the sequence again. Deny all ungodliness first, love God with everything you have, then grace becomes sufficient. For non-LDS viewers, this is the verse printed inside every free copy of the Book of Mormon that missionaries hand out. I have one on my own bookshelf. It is presented as the climax of the entire book. LDS leaders have been consistent that all ungodliness means exactly what it says. Elder Dallin H. Oakes, current First Presidency, said in 1993, "To deny oneself of all ungodliness is to abandon every form of sin. Know one by one until there is none left." President M. Russell Nelson said in 2017, "The word all is not without significance. We cannot keep one favorite sin and expect grace to prevail." So the official teaching is, grace is not sufficient until every single ungodly thought, desire, word, and action has been eliminated from your life. Let's make this concrete. The Book of Mormon itself teaches that the Ten Commandments are still binding. 2 Nephi 26 and Mosiah 13. So let's run a quick honesty check, not to shame anyone, but to see if the standard is humanly achievable. And so, firstly, commandment number 1, I'm paraphrasing here, no other gods. Has God been the absolute first priority every moment of every day? Secondly, no graven images. Have you ever loved a person, possession, or goal more than God? Thirdly, taking God's name in vain. Ever used God or Jesus carelessly? Fourthly, the Sabbath day. Have you ever done unnecessary work or shopping on Sunday? Honor parents. Ever spoken disrespectfully even once? Murder. Jesus said unjust anger is murder in the heart. Matthew 5, by the way, quoted 3 Nephi verse 12. Ever been unjustly angry? Then adultery. Jesus said lust is adultery in the heart. Ever looked with lust? Steal. Ever taken anything that wasn't yours, including time or credit? False witness. Ever told even a white lie? Or covet. Ever envied someone else's life, calling, or their blessings? Doctrine and Covenants, chapter 1, verse 31, which is LDS scripture, says God cannot look upon sin with the least degree of allowance. Doctrine and Covenants 25, verse 15 says, "Keep the commandments continually, or you cannot come where God is." The standard, then, is lifelong, moment by moment, perfect obedience in thought and deed. If you're not LDS, this explains why many Latter-day Saints live with a constant sense of never being good enough, because their own scriptures and leaders tell them grace isn't fully operative yet. If you are LDS, the question is loving but direct. Can you name even one person in mortality who has actually denied themselves of all ungodliness? Like 24/7, 365 days a year, so that grace became sufficient for them? Well, it's a big question to chew on. Next episode, we'll look at what happens when a Latter-day Saint repents, takes the sacrament, and then sins again the next week. Doctrine and Covenants 82 verse 7 says the former sins return. We'll see what that does to assurance in our next episode.